Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this channel, normally we talk about our journey to achieve FIRE. Main topics covered is saving, budgeting, investing, and now we're working full time and try to squeeze everything in to achieve FIRE.
So if you are new to our content, don't forget to subscribe, comment, that'll be muchly appreciated. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to budget. Simple concept to do, but it's kind of hard if you don't know when you're starting towards your journey anyway.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's a must for everyone to do it. If you don't know where's your money, well, of course you know your money in, but majority of the people, sometimes for us, where did the money go?
For whatever reason, at the end of the week, somehow you only left with, a couple of $100 if you're lucky, or a couple of dollars if you're lucky. And you kind of wonder, where did we spend all of that money?
Yeah.
So that was the reason why we made this video, because sometimes anyway in our life we got a lot of things happening throughout the year without you knowing. It can take a big chunk of your income.
Yes.
So and this is kind of give you a categories, I guess, and how to budget, and hopefully it'll help you in any way possible.
Yeah, how do you budget? Because first you need to know how much you're going to spend on things, how often do you spend it, and how much and where yes, correct. Know how much you spend on it and where's the money keep going out, and then how often. For example, is the rent, if people paying for rent, $500 a week. And yeah, that's it, weekly.
So we work on Australia where it's actually on a weekly basis, majority of expenses. There are the odd occasion here and there where it's a monthly basis. For example, our electricity is a quarterly.
Yeah.
Electricity and the gas and water bill. Those
Council.
are quarterly. Council rate as well.
Council also quarterly
And if you live in an apartment, or if you purchase an apartment, there is this thing called strata that goes out every quarter as well.
Yes, and it goes up, never go down.
That would be the day when I see my expenses go down.
Well, our strata almost doubled.
Yeah, since
almost.
Yeah, so
10
years,
15 years,
10
I don't know.
Now the older the building, the more expenses it will get, and then depending what type of services that you have. For example, we have a swimming pool, a gym, as well as a full-time property manager, 5 days a week on the cleaners, for example. That obviously all adds up.
Yeah.
So, and 2 lifts per building. There's 3 buildings in here.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's one of the fixed expenses that we're talking about.
Others like food, how much you pay for grocery, or you're going for dine out or take away, that you have to put it in as well. And transportation, your car, public transportation. For car, that's quite a lot as well. Registration, insurance,
and
servicing. Yes, the more you drive, the more fuel you have to put it in, and more servicing you have to put your car in as well.
And don't forget as well, if you actually have children, they're bound to be children expenses, depending on what stage of their that you have your children at. For example, when
they were little, the nappy, the formula, the clothes, because they got changed quite often.
They get and they grow up quite quickly.
Really
and then on top of that, if where we are at the moment in our life is our kids is at the age of 6 and 7 years old. We got a lot of invites on their birthday parties. But
those are unexpected budget that you have to put it in, which means I cannot really put much. I don't know how often. For example, whole month, nothing. And then the coming month, next week, we're going for 2. And then another week is like next month so far, I know 3. But next week, 2 together.
There you
Sometimes like that.
Also in the school, depending on which school you go to, there are some curriculums or activities that they go to, school excursion, and then there's fundraising as well. They're bound to happen around the school. So be prepared if you are going through that stage of transitioning from daycare.
But you still save a lot of money from daycare.
You do, yeah.
But then you got to pack your food. Anyway,
it's more expenses.
And other unexpected expenses will be like dental, health. I was in toothache once, and anyway, the bill came out like $2,000-3,000.
And it's for myself, it would be the car.
Yeah.
You know, a car, it looks like, oh yeah, it's a minor service. Before you know, it will be a couple of $1,000.
Yes.
Because our car is quite old. It's a 14 years old car, so they're bound to be a lot more wear and tear. And I use it quite often as well.
And sometimes maybe appliances at home, the fridge or the washing machine.
Yes.
You have to change them. You can't live without a washing machine or fridge.
That's it.
That's how I see it.
That's it, right. So other debt as well, you have to list that as part of your expenses, let's say, your
personal debt,
car repayment, as well as credit card debt. Those are still expenses. So you need to work it out if it's a weekly payment, how much is it? For example, I used to have a car loan, and in that car loan, it's like it tells you, hey, your loan will be say X number of years, and the repayment is this amount, and if there's a payout figure or whatnot. So you need to work that out as well. Credit card, you want to talk about the credit card debt?
Yeah, credit card, because they're normally quite high of interest rate. Of course, you want to polish it as quick as you can. So if you can budget at a higher amount compared to the minimum payment you have to pay for.
That's it. If you can, if you know, either pay it off within the same month, or if not pay it off on the same day, you use them for the points, and then you know, you pay it off on the same day, and if not, don't even use them at all.
Yeah.
The next one will be mortgage repayment. Like, it is kind of daunting because mortgage goes of, you know, it can go for 15, 20, 30 years or so.
Yeah.
But you have to put that into an account if you're thinking of buying a house as well.
And the interest rates been going up quite a lot in Australia. So if for easier budgeting, we did fixed our rates.
Yeah. So, and that might be a good idea for some, it might be not, but depending on your circumstances. This is based on our personal experience. And so far for us, luckily we actually fixed our rate last year or so. That's actually in our favor at the current stage, because in the past few months the interest rate has been going up.
Yes, that's a lot as well. So next, once you sort out how much that your money going out, then you have to set your spending limit. For example, if you realize, oh, I've been going out to eat too often, my takeaway is too much, or Uber or coffee, or these just extremely unacceptable, then you may have to cut it down, set a limit. Maybe once a month I'm allowing myself to take an Uber trip, maybe under $50. Depends on how what's the need.
That's it. So like in the beginning, it's a bit hard to, I guess, go through that stage where it's a bit, you know, daunting, I guess, because you have to do a lot of cut on your expenditure. You have to do all of these things that is a bit more untraditional in your own week to week basis. But if you somehow set up a goal on your spending or limit on your spending, it does help come into a long way.
You don't overspend.
Right. So the next one will be?
Set your savings goal. So you have to, once you set your budget aside, then hopefully you'll have some surplus money in there. Then what are you saving the money for? If you don't have a goal, then you will just spend it in your spending money.
That's it. So maybe treat yourself, or, you know, for us, every time we hit a goal, if we have a surplus, we invest it somewhere else. Whether into an ETF property or other things, in order for us to achieve more surplus income. So the next one will be also, as you go along, you're bound to need to adjust your budget accordingly. There are bound to be months to months for us where it doesn't make any sense. You know, we put a very tight budget, and then there are days, there are months for us where we go beyond our budget.
We overspend.
And sometimes it's things that is unforeseen. You know, car breakdown, and then, you know, lots of birthday party, lots of events, Christmas coming up, so there's bound to be a lot of invite on that aspect of it. And you have to go along with that. You have to adjust it accordingly. Don't
just keep it on one budget, because for us, we have been changing a lot as well. For example, kids from daycare to school. So I don't pay any daycare, but then I have to buy a lot of lunch boxes, a water bottle. They forget, they lose it. I have to replace them. I gotta pack food for them. And then because now we got more time with them, because the school is only 6 hours a day.
Yep.
After that, we'll take them to activities. I have to put budget on the swimming lessons, taekwondo lessons, and or any other lessons.
So you have to adjust accordingly, I guess, towards your budget and depending where you are in life.
Correct. Or who knows? Or maybe you being sick as well, so you want to put aside some medical bills or some medications for the budget as well.
So, and then overall, I guess the last thing would be make your budget easy as possible. That makes sense to you. I mean, if it makes sense to you, put it on a spreadsheet, put it on a spreadsheet.
Sometimes I think they have an app now. Maybe we don't use the app. We old.
So whereas you'll go into details into like the nearest dollar. Whereas me, it's like just give me the nearest hundred or nearest thousand. So for me, that makes it easier. Whereas doing it bits and pieces, make it so simple that even a 5-year-old can understand it. That's how I see it. That's
well, I think when you first started, don't go to details. Because the first time when I started, I put everything into really detail. Just headache, and you don't want to touch it again.
Yeah, if you make it too hard for you, you probably it's a bit daunting and makes it harder for yourself, and you probably won't follow it.
Yeah, just do it easy. Maybe next time we can make a video like how do we do budget.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully this videos give you guys an understanding on how to budget, how to do a budget anyway. If you like this type of content, guys, don't forget to subscribe, comment.
See you next time.
Bye.